This is the Benjamin Zulu Global. Welcome our viewers from all over the world to the home of the Heart Matters. We're converging to learn together because when you know better, you can do better. And a better life is what we all want. Better work life, better family life, better personal life.
Yes, and we are glad that you have found time to join us this lovely day. My name is Willie Kinyash, and today we want to talk about if your partner is pushing you towards cheating. And I know the first question will come, how can my partner push me to cheat? Why? How?
You know, whenever we hear cheating, we think it's your decision, period. It is your decision. It has nothing to do with your partner. Hey, the many times when truth is deeper than surface level, because we don't want to dig, we want to conclude on the surface. We go for the one side only.
Yes.
So it's not a lie, it's just not complete.
We jump into conclusion.
That actually, cheating is your decision, but sometimes there is another underlying current. And many times when couples come to you, the one who cheated is the one who is being held like the culprit.
This guy.
And you may be, it's true, you are unfair, but many times if you look at the whole story, the one cheating is also a victim. And the one playing victim is also guilty. People ask, can lack of sex is serious enough to break up for? Not immediately, but eventually it changes you to another person. There are people who keep you on a certain plane that will wear you down eventually and make you so vulnerable that you are no longer yourself. The people keep you on dry spell for years, for example.
Yes.
Yes.
Doing what?
Willie, we have people who have the capacity to torture and break you down. I'll give you 3 categories of people who do that. The first one, as you might guess, is narcissists. Now, narcissists, 90% of them have sexual dysfunctions. Nearly every narcissist I deal with has a sexual dysfunction, at least at some point from midlife. Why? Because sexual performance is also confidence driven, and narcissists have no confidence at all. Their esteem is 0. That's why they torture people, because they want to bully and feel good when they torment people because of how empty they feel, incapable and weak inside. So the one reason they can't perform is because sex is more mental and confidence driven than even just physical. The second reason is because the normal passion, physical intimacy of satisfying you, you satisfy me, is offensive to the narcissist, that it should make you feel pleasure. Make who feel pleasure? They hate you deeply. In fact, they only do sex when you don't want it, and they withhold it when you want it. Even when she's the lady. When you want it, she refuses. When you don't want it, she wants it.
Come here.
To make sure she's doing it in a way that she feels good and you feel bad. When you marry a narcissist, you will get children without experiencing sex.
What?
You've been a marriage of 10 years with 2 children and you don't know what is sexual pleasure. They always twist it to hurt you. So, and because then they can't countenance making you feel good. And if by any chance you happen to enjoy it as well, even after they forced it, you turned around and enjoyed it, they make sure they throw comments immediately after that to make you feel bad and horrible.
These are evil people.
Again, when you talk of narcissists, people expect ugly people. They're very charming. When they're seated somewhere, you can't tell. In fact, when they start dating you, they make you feel like you are the soulmate. They are so decided, you're the one. Fate They feel fate and destiny. And I was jogging the mind of one lady who I was coaching, and she was saying she wants to find out what is. You don't want to marry a mild person who only wants you mildly. You want a person who is crazy, passionate for you. But we also know that narcissists come forcefully, love bombing. So how shall you differentiate between a passionate, healthy guy, the narcissist who's love bombing, and the difference was texture. The narcissist is forceful and closing you in. The gentleman, the healthy guy, is like a genuine marketer. The difference between a genuine marketer and a con. When they're selling you cars, the con is selling you air. The marketer is selling you real cars.
Yeah.
What is the difference? The genuine marketer also puts effort to make a sale. True or false?
True.
So they really try to sell. The con guy also tries to sell. What is the difference? The genuine marketer is always ready to let go.
Yeah.
When you make up your mind you don't want, or when you need time to think. Does the con person give you time to think?
No.
Are they ready to let go?
No.
That is the difference. They both come at you forcefully. But one is forcing it, the other one is trying to win you, persuade you. And they are ready to let go, with the disappointment, of course, but they know they have a real car, they'll always sell it elsewhere. This other one doesn't have anything they are selling. They are looking for a victim to deceive.
Yes.
Do you look deceivable? And that, how can they lose a prey?
Yeah.
Narcissists deprive you for long because, one, they cannot perform. Number two, they cannot imagine making you happy. And number three, they're usually cheating out there, because when they go and pay money, when it is cheating, they don't have to satisfy that other person.
Yeah.
They have paid money. You understand?
Yes.
Or it's another kind of arrangement, not where they're supposed to satisfy. So they keep doing it out there and depriving you and watching you, waiting for you to cheat so that they can transfer the blame to you. So the narcissist needs to deprive you until you cheat so that they can label you as the evil one.
Yes.
The marriage breaker. And then using that, they hold it as a whip to keep you down forever. The first group that keeps you deprived is narcissist. The second group that keeps you deprived is, do you know that people are just not caring? They're not too empathetic. They may have their own psychological problems, but they're not so committed to making this marriage happy and fulfilling, such as to heal. When you're committed to make a marriage work, what do? You heal, isn't it?
Yeah.
But many people don't care. They may have had traumas, or they may have had this kind of things, and they're bored. So they just keep telling you headache, backache, avoiding. Men usually use the word of tired when men are avoiding. Tired. And blame you. Are you always thinking about that? The week goes, month goes, once in a blue moon. There are people who just careless about satisfying the partner, making desire alive, making romance alive. And they want that, and then they expect you to, they just don't think. Do you know the funny thing is that many people are not psychologically disordered, they don't want to torment you, they're not narcissistic, they're just careless, they don't care. And you try to have a conversation with them, they think that's not a big, okay, I was not feeling well, we have not been in a good place, it was really rough. They start counting all the things in the environment. They may not even be cheating. They disregard your needs because they are self-absorbed with their own current of life. I hope you have noticed that when you want to achieve a life is always busy.
Yeah.
There is no day that you are totally free of fatigue. Unless it's a Christmas holiday where you have rested for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
These other days, even one day of resting is not enough. There's always some fatigue. So you can always get an excuse, isn't it?
Yes.
Always this, always the other. And there are many people who are kept on the begging side. Begging. Today or tomorrow or not or never or...
Begging.
Begging.
They have become beggars.
Yes, in their own home. And the energy goes down because they feel deprived, not taken care of, not heard. And some of these people, if it's the lady, she'll say, since she got this child, this kind of energy went this way. The other one, the guy will be saying things like he can't do this. A year goes, another one. They just get lazy and said, relaxed, presumptuous. How many times do people marry and then they stop working on the marriage? Because it's like their aim was just marry, get a child, that's all. They have nothing else they're aiming for. Not to enrich your relationship. Others transfer the energy to children, they forget their partner.
Yeah.
How many times have we reached to a place where we are longing for, and then after reaching there, we stop moving? There are many families, couples that one is struggling. Not because they are too demanding, they are just deprived. The only reason the other one is depriving is they don't care, or they move very far away. They go to live in a place where you need to meet after 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there are people who move far away to avoid the closeness, to avoid duty, to avoid being connected, to avoid the work of building love. People have used the distance to hide. Not all distances are dishonest, of course, but people have picked jobs that are far away, purposefully to do what? To hide. And so they are hidden there. Just wanted somewhere to... They have stopped growing, stopped trying to connect, to be there, and there is no disorder. It's not every problem in marriages that is coming from disorder. Some people are just irresponsible, irresponsive, not caring, not thoughtful, not empathetic of the other person, not genuine enough to say, it's like I was marrying for the image and I've already attained the image. You know, that people are marrying for the image, to tick the box, that they're also woman enough, man enough. They are not in it for the marriage. They can't converse that. You are a good dad and they want their children to have a dad.
So that's good for them.
But they are not a good wife. And they are keeping here for the children to have stability. While you have what? Emptiness. Some people notice that you're a good parent, it benefits the children. They don't really want, and women have the capacity to hide things especially. For so long. Women can hide things until, even if you dig up, you can't find them. Because if she's smiling, just laughing and acting okay, it takes a lot of scrutinizing to know whether she's the third, to know whether she's really into you or not. Especially for men and a woman who has learned your patterns and what you're likely to be thinking. They know how to raise tension by complaining about one thing before night. Some people know just complain and raise tension.
Mm-hmm.
Start the story of being unaware. Start the story of being tired. Early on. Start even ashamed to bring up that other topic. They've learned the pattern. That group that will deny you and deprive you, pushing you towards cheating, is people who are looking for a reason to victimize, reason to leave, or reason to justify their own cheating. They may not be narcissistic, they are sexually functioning, but with some time, people realize they are living very untrue, and your truthfulness is judging them, that you are honest, and they want you to give them a reason to cheat more or to leave or to... Some people don't want to be the ones to call the shot, although they are no longer willing to love you and build with you. So, they dodge, avoid, deprive you, deny, looking for even a small thing like they find somewhere you flirted or you chatted. So they can say, you too, you did this. You too, you did this. You too, you did this. Sometimes we have several marriages, but with the same person.
Several marriages?
With the same person.
With the same person.
Many of us are on a second marriage.
But with the same person? What are you talking about?
Many times, if you look at the texture, the way of life, and the energy in your marriage, there was a definitive change. Many couples start where I've told you. This third group is people who came into marriage with strings attached to other people they had met before they got married. And they had developed promises and possibilities. Open tabs. no commitment, but there's a possibility.
Yes.
And a longing remained to press those buttons. Somebody was asking why many women go after married men. You see, a married man is proven and tested, isn't it?
Yeah.
These are the characters.
You're not sure about them?
So, a married man may not be available to marry you.
Mm.
But for a fling is... So the one thing is, he has proven performance, as decency. And the other thing is, you have somewhere to hook him. If he's trying to misbehave, you can threaten. These are the freelancers. What do you threaten him with? The freelancer can kick you and go.
I don't even have life.
So you know where the soft spot of the married man is.
Yes.
And you can threaten. You know. There are many men who are still held hostage.
Mm.
Let a man inside me. So,
Nataka hizi picha.
so you have people who came into marriage with unfinished business. With many people's dating was a lot of flirtatious sexting, and it opened some doors and they wanted to go and explore.
Mm.
Then they married and they left some things hanging. So they start following up with who they had left there hanging. And they start themselves there cheating here and there and there and there. And over time they realize the guilt eats them because they promised loyalty here. They're being disloyal there.
Yeah.
So they start withdrawing, cooking up reasons, thinking you can't be so perfect, and scrutinizing to find you one day with anything suggestive to exchange it for the misdeeds. And they go around saying, you too cheated. And they use that now to deprive you more. So they deprive you for 2 years, you cheat, and then they deprive you for 10 years. Mm. Many people are not prepared to marry psychologically. Especially men, as I told you, our change is so drastic. It is like day and night. When you get married, versus before you get married. When you get married, you shift mentally. Mm. To be loyal when you're out of sight, that's a hard job. Many people can be loyal when nobody else wants them. And many people marry when nobody else wanted them. Mm-hmm. In fact, you felt very secure because they never chat with anyone. Nobody's after them.
Yeah.
Nobody wants them except you. This is a project. Who wants a project? Really, when you date a project, there will be no competition because a lot of guys don't want
projects. I see it as a burden.
Who wants to clean up a person? And you bring a person and we greet you and we pity. You know, you see a face of pity. So this my wife, okay, oh, all right, okay. So sometimes your partner is faithful because you are the only person. Remember the preacher used to put it like, if you stop sinning because you can no longer sin anymore, you have not forsaken sin, you have been forsaken by sin. So some people have not forsaken any lovers. It's them who have been forsaken by lovers. You have come to their rescue.
Oh, no.
And you are so happy. I'm so happy nobody's troubling my girl. Which girl? Who wants her? But as you continue with your project and upgrading her, giving her education and identity and a voice and a glow and some money, comfort, now
people start seeing her. Okay.
And you start seeing attitudes and secretiveness. And you're wondering,
is this the same guy?
And I see men being given cold heartbreak. And then he's narrating how he picked the girl from nowhere, how he has cleaned up. I'm saying, you dummy, what were you expecting? You don't upgrade a lover. Whenever you upgrade them, you are bringing them to a space that they could not have brought themselves. So you give them a value, a life they could not have given themselves. They have the valuables, but not the value. They have the money, but they don't have the capacity to earn it. But then, they will enjoy themselves while you open the shop for them, while you take them to school. Never pay fees. Primary education, degree, those basic qualifications. The fees we pay is for advancement, when we are growing ourselves. But these first trainings, until people can get their own job, let their parent do that.
Yeah.
Don't take
It's not your duty.
No. You see, when men are led by feelings too much, because they're fallen in love, they're willing to do anything. They borrow money in dollar to pay fees for a kid in second year.
Desires.
Now you get it.
Yes.
So many people came to marriage when they had a lot of things or explorations they were not finished with. And they did not do the psychological transformation. Now I'm married. To be faithful when many other people want them. To close in their life from outsiders. One side men do. You know, he has made up his mind that he closes the tabs. Maintains airtight lifestyle. Of course, does not mean he's not talking to people, but the emotional side of him securely for his wife only. And that's how he becomes creative with his wife, how to keep desire alive. Those people have abandoned the desire because they're spreading themselves all over. So there's no passion, there's no rhythm, there's no romance. Romance comes when this man has decided this is a girl I want to do life with, sing songs to, play with, watch things with, travel with, explore life with, think together with. That's a mental decision. Does not happen because you said I do. The vows in church only establish the institution. As for the marriage, as for the love, romance, the desire, the story, the plot, the narrative, that is sold separately. You decide to fan the fire, to have a life with this girl, to have a life. If you migrate mentally, you'll be committed to journeying with this girl. If you don't migrate, even if you're the lady, you maintain, what if I contact and so? What if? Don't marry a girl who is not done flirting with men and deciding which one to. You know, after you flirt with the people, you realize they're not that special anyway. Before you flirted, you thought it's so pleasurable, it's so good, euphoric. After some while, you get so disappointed by people who are so shallow. You need to tour the market to see the vanities of people. So that when you finally settle with your partner, you respect and appreciate them.
Yeah.
If they grab you before you see what else is available, you remain with the questions wondering, could they have gotten better? Was this all there was? And that is a problem with closing in a girl who has not tasted her own money and tasted the world. She came from her parents to campus, and then you closed her in. And I'm meeting this increasingly bigger group of girls who graduated when they're very young, 23. She has a terrible marriage. You know, marriage is described as annoying. You can't even read it. Enmeshed with in-laws, being tortured by in-laws, being put in the same house, and I'm wondering, how old are you? Are you a child? Oh, this arrangement. What did you want? What kind of marriage did you establish yourself? Oh, I just graduated, met this guy, and I said, excuse me, you knew very well you're not grown. They're very impatient because that is telling them, now you have a job, get a family. Now, the vocabulary of grow fast, know yourself, set parameters for life, give yourself mental maturation season. Let there be a season of being alone. Was not there. So they entered something so terrible. They have to get out within, or they'll be damaged by depression and diseases. Just by skipping, you end up having to run out. And now you are a divorcee with children, and you are so young. And life is that's all. Small mistakes that are very expensive. 23 are notorious because they are so close but so near. 23-year-old girls. So close but so far. They look grown physically.
Yeah.
When you land, you can tell them on the face. 23 and 24, I can pick them from crowds myself. Because of the face. You can see the naivety.
Yeah.
their aloofness, their detachment from reality. And I keep meeting men who tell me, there was this girl, but I was just taking advantage of her naivety, honestly. She just didn't married, she knows there's no future with me, but she's emotionally attached and she's available, so why Men, no, that group is grown but naive. It's one that is used the most.
Yeah.
And they may then come to marriage. Sometimes many of them are naive all the way to 26. 26 and just so myopic. They've lived a closed life. You see, if you don't read, if you don't study, even if your biology matures, you are just not enlightened. They just live like this. There are women who live like this. They are not hungry. They don't learn. And nowadays I'm meeting boys who it's impossible to converse with, counting women at 27, baby mamas at 24. I'm wondering, are you living by your head or by the other thing? What is leading your life? 24, counting for me women. Are you on contract to sire, led by desires, feelings? In college, we were using every coin you could get to buy a book, buy another CD, buy another message. So a lot of basics of life got established.
Yeah.
You need hunger for the basics of life to get established. But if your inspiration is pornography, if your influence is movies, if your influence is the boys, what about these girls, this dame with this, and the songs that are talking, oh, when I saw you, oh, damn, it's all about women, damn, and now that's the content that is all in your space. At 21, you're burning. When I was 21, there was this woman, 21 woman, excuse me. You may drift back to people who you had not closed chapters with, although you're married because you did not transform. When those people begin to philander like that, because they realize like they came in before they had finished the business, they start feeling guilty, although you don't know. They start depriving and hoping that you also trip. Even if you don't go as far, if they catch anything, they hang on it to silence their guilt that you too are doing it. What is the solution? The moment you start feeling that...
Before we go to the solution, there's this another group, because I have heard this a lot. The people in church. You deprive this man because you're saying this man is a believer, so he can't cheat on me. He's faithful, he's a believer, he loves the Lord.
Yeah, now, there's a part of being a believer, there's a part of being a human being and having feelings. And I want to ask brothers not to be tormented on basis of your faith. If somebody has stopped functioning as a wife, don't stay in a thing that has died until you collapse to deprivation and then you are made the villain. They can say, here it is, he cheated. And people can know that you've been deprived for 3 years. Deprivation is not just dry. Sometimes you're given only small to be left dreaming.
Attach here and there.
You know, lawyers are using a language that I don't want you to get used to. Conjugal rights. The moment you call them rights, are you factoring the attitude by which they may be given? When you are done, cover me. Is that the attitude you want?
No.
But they are conjugal rights. So the lawyer is using a language that I don't want you to get used to. They're not just rights. It's a fellowship we have. It's a place of connection that the moment you don't value me and you don't want me there, it's so vulnerable that I can't force it. You understand? I can't force it. So the lawyer is using lingo like, right, I want my rights. So will you force for conjugal rights? Is that something you can protest for?
No.
Okay, if that's what you want, go ahead. So, don't be duped to think in order to maintain your faith you have to accommodate abuse. God is not unreasonable. The same God who said he hates divorce, he also hates unfair measures. And people only pick a few here and there to keep you in the wrong places until you're collapsing and you end up hating everything to do with the faith and all that. If the person has become unfair and nullified the essence of the marriage, come out clean and say there's nothing here. The law allows desertion and deprivation. So it's to say, Don't allow people to use your faith as if it's foolishness. Yes.
Thank you.
If you believe, also be bold.
Yes.
Yes.
Wow. How nice to end the show. And so please don't use your faith to deprive that man, that woman. Please remember, it is a fellowship you are having together, and God honors that. That is why it is allowed when two people come together in marriage. And so please do it. It is a fellowship. Even the Lord feels nice. It is part of worship when you do it with the right person. Thank you so much for joining in. My name is Willie Kinyash.
This is the Benjamin Zulu Global. Welcome our viewers from all over the world to the home of the Heart Matters. We're converging to learn together because when you know better, you can do better. And a better life is what we all want. Better work life, better family life, better personal life.